As the clock strikes 7, the vibes alive. Inner circles here, where voices thrive. Turn on your screens, let the magic unfold. Listening and healing as stories are told. Come one, come all, this is your time. No topics too tough, just heed the calls. From mental health woes to justice we seek. Together we rise for the strong and the meek. A safe space for all, let's lift every voice.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Entertainment Monday on the Inner Circle podcast, where culture, conversation, and vibes collide. So tonight we are taking a trip down memory lane. I don't know how old are you, but 90s, 80s, 90s, 2000. The culture clash. Entertainment then versus now. It's like we're entertainers then where they. I mean, what's the experience? Is music or movies? Are they more relevant now than they were before, or stars and things like that? So that's what we're going to be diving into tonight: culture clash, entertainment then versus now. If you ask me, man, I used to enjoy my favorite musician rappers were back in the days. Even though these days I don't even know who the top rappers are. I don't know who the top musicians are. Like because there's so much viral moments. So I'm your host Abe Kamara, and sorry for us being late. But we are here uh, doing our thing every Monday, entertainment. So Miss B, welcome to the show.
Good evening, everyone. It's your girl, Miss B. And like Abraham said, we're sorry. We're running a little bit late, but we're bringing it. We're going to bring it and bring it live tonight for you. So,
Yeah. Okay, folks, you can contribute to the conversation, right? If you have a favorite decade in entertainment, let us know. You can put a comment in our chat or call our number 952-594-5154. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, Spotify, LinkedIn, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast. So, well, Miss B, man, when you these days, I will admit the only music. First of all, I don't watch movies. That has been my greatest. Except someone forced me to say, "Hey, let's watch a movie," right? It's like that's the only way. But back in the day, you used to go to the theater. It's fun. You look forward to it on a Friday, on a Saturday. You guys would plan it and go. Now, because of all these streamings, like number one, I don't do movies, and then two is that my only form of entertainment when it comes to that is like a live sport, right? I just watch live sports, the NBA or the NFL and
so
stuff like
before
that.
you get into the culture clash, Abe, what did you do
Mhm.
this weekend?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one, man. I don't think no. I mean, it's like they didn't do much this weekend at all. Just laid back weekend as always. When I'm in Minnesota, hang out with my boys, take care of my kids, and that's it. What's about you? What did you do this weekend?
Even when I'm trying to be as calm and as peaceful as possible, the weekend won't stop being lit. It was a nice weekend this weekend. Friday, it's homecoming weekend for the kids. For the rest of the month into October, depending on what school you go to, homecoming weekend is going to be happening. And so it was homecoming weekend. Friday night was the football game. They crushed it, and my daughter cheers, and so they won. Her team is having a great season. And then Saturday was the dance,
Mm.
and so they had their
Homecoming dance. Okay.
homecoming dance, and the hair, the nails, the dress, even which car they'll be driven to the dance in. It was all a thing, an
Wow.
unnecessary thing. Of course, there was some clashing of the culture between mom and the daughter of what we're gonna wear, what we're not gonna wear, what we're gonna do for the hair, what we're not gonna do for the hair, and so forth. And then on Sunday, I went to an Indian wedding.
Mm.
Colleague is from India. She got married, but she married her husband is white. And so
Okay.
they did the Indian ceremony at first. I mean, the whole nine, clothes, costume,
The
and
whole
then
night. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
whole 9 yard, and then they did the European pieces, and he wore the whole 9 yards too as well. um,
Wow.
even the headgear,
Yeah.
because I think she's from Bengali, India.
Okay.
And so, yeah, he wore the headgear and everything. And she had people from all over the world, all over the country,
Mhm.
in town for the wedding. And so it was fun. And they did I don't know if you guys are familiar with Bollywood movies. Abe said he doesn't watch movies, but Bollywood movies, we all know there's at some point they're going to have this choreographed dance happening. And
Mhm.
they did that.
Wow. That
Did
was
that, and they did it flash mob style. It was nice. It was nice. We left the wedding probably around 10 o'clock last night and came home on a Sunday. Yeah, so
okay.
my
Okay.
week was filled.
Oh, so you had a busy weekend, then you had an
I did.
entertaining weekend.
I did.
Um, well, yeah, I mean, I'm glad like you brought up homecoming, right? Supposed to be traveling with my family this weekend, this coming weekend because my brother's son is getting married, but my daughter can't go because this week is a homecoming week. And she don't want to miss it. She's a freshman. She don't want to miss it. So she said she's out, so she's not going. And so because she's not going, the little one too is hesitant. So I'm gonna do a solo trip, you know. But so she's excited about her homecoming. That this whole week is out of uniform week. So they are it's like so out of the festivities.
Showing all the
Uh,
aloe and Lululemon.
Exactly, the football game on Friday as well, and then I'm sure the dance is going to be on Saturday. So she's looking forward to that. She's a freshman, those are experiences where you cannot. So that's why I said when she said she really want to be part of it, I said, you know what, I understand that. I used to be there before. Thank God I went to high school here, so I know how it is. You look forward to these things. You want to hang out with your friends, stuff like that. So those are memories that you can never make up. So I
Your
ain't,
hair
I
is
am gonna.
already lit. She got the hair done this weekend.
Oh, okay. Well, you you already you already you're
We
already in the loop.
informed.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
already in you're already in the loop. So, yeah. So that's that. She's looking forward to it. She's excited, and so instead of uh taking a family
Going to
trip,
another family trip to go visit our African relatives.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. My brother son is getting married. Actually, he's getting married to a Caucasian. So it's gonna be
Gonna be
fun.
an interesting wedding.
Yeah, in Kansas. We're gonna be in Kansas next week. This coming weekend actually. So it's gonna be fun.
Africans are going to marry the European in
Exactly.
Kansas.
Yep, in Kansas, Wichita, Kansas. So
What?
typical American. Typical American is gonna be a typical American affair. Blending two cultures together. So yeah, so that's that. But thanks for holding me honest there. But before even we got into some stuff, I have some stuff there. So as always, right before we get into our topics, there was another, we have talked about this many, many times. There was another mass shooting in Michigan again yesterday at a church.
Hmm.
Some crazy lunatic went and drove into a Mormon church and set it up on fire and then shot and kill 4 people. And then, fortunately, law enforcement were able to confront him, and he got killed as well. So 5 people, including a gunman, lost their life in Michigan, in a small town in Michigan at a Mormon church. Folks were worshiping. He came in, did another senseless tragedy, a mass shooting. So yeah, it's sad. We have talked about this many, many times, as I said, right? And it's like no one is safe in this America, no matter where you are. So it is what it is. We just pray that, we pray our thoughts and prayers are with the families. And we just pray, man, that folks that, that there will be peace. Common sense will prevail. Violence is not necessary, no matter what you're going through, but it is what it is. So
Hmm.
it's there. And then a second though, I don't know, it's like we invited the organizer of that program. Did you hear about the Liberian Diaspora Conference that was taking place in Washington? Okay, it's a huge program. That's why from I don't
It
like
took
to get
place
into.
this weekend.
Yeah, this going weekend. Yeah,
You
it was
sure? Because this weekend was the Congressional Black Caucus weekend as well in
uh,
DC.
it was is they called it a Liberian. It's first annual Liberian Diaspora Conference. Took
Hmm.
place in Washington D.C. The president, all of the top government officials from Liberia were there. They say it was meant for, folks in the United States, but I said a lot of, we tried to bring the organizers on here, but it couldn't work. We couldn't make it work because of scheduling. But I don't think the same way how you are surprised that such an event took place, right? An event meant for Liberians in the United States, in the diaspora, specifically North America, was not, you know, marketed or promoted in a way for Liberians.
Especially after a July 26th
Yeah.
experience we
So
had this
that's
summer.
that is sometimes the disconnect, right? They organize
Mhm.
these events. Now you wonder, is it just for government officials to come and show on Facebook or on social media that they are doing something or what?
Because
I
it said
don't
it was
get it.
convened by the president who
Yeah, it
wanted
was.
to engage with Liberians abroad and discuss their role in the country's development. I mean, these are things I respect happening, but like you said, the idea that it was not well promoted and shared far and wide.
Yeah, yeah, what I mean, so that's the thing, right? Always the organizers of these things, they're always,
Hmm.
narrow-minded. There's no marketing. They don't want to collaborate. They just want to say, oh no, it's like we doing it. It's us, and that's it, right? It's like you're doing a huge event that's meant for Liberians in the diaspora, especially in North America. That it should include all Liberians. And it should be heavily marketed, through every avenue, through every means. But it took place over the weekend. It was a 3-day event. Hopefully it went well. And then finally, locally, there's an election going on here. It's a huge one in Minneapolis, right? The Minneapolis mayoral race.
Hmm.
Early voting have started. I know that's going to be competitive. There's a immigrant just like us running against the incumbent mayor, so that race is very, 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 very competitive. And so I don't know how it's gonna go, no, but I already know who you who you want to win. But hey, it is what it is. But just want to remind folks, early voting, if you are a resident of Minneapolis, early voting have started already. So don't sit on the sidelines, man. Get involved.
And yeah, so the mayoral seat is at large. That means the entire city can vote for the mayor. So please, you have no excuse if you live in Minneapolis. If you have a Minneapolis zip code, please go and vote. Let your voices be heard, and we shall see. We
Yeah.
shall see.
Yeah, I mean it's a competitive, very, very competitive race. A self-described democratic socialist versus an incumbent mayor who's also, I think, is a socialist, but he's trying to position himself as a, as a
Conservative.
no, 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 as how you call it, middle of the road type of, he's not conservative, he's not liberal, kind of but if you look at him, I think he's liberal, but now the other dude is more liberal than him, so it's a it's a battle for the soul of Minneapolis. So we'll see how it goes. But folks, as
Yeah.
as Miss B said, if you live in Minneapolis, man, don't sit on the sideline, get involved, because whoever wins will make decision that's going to impact you. So don't sit on the sidelines, be involved. With
Yeah.
that, we'll get into our topic for the night: culture clash, entertainment, then versus now. So man,
I mean, one more segue before we get
mm,
into our conversation. It came up to my attention. I don't know, we are familiar with what's happening or up to date or keeping track of what's happening at Essence, Essence magazine.
mm,
And so Essence was purchased by Rich Lou Dennis, who is obviously a Liberian. And he acquired the brand, the magazine, and the festival, the Essence Festival. The annual festival takes place July 4th weekend every year in New Orleans. And there's some controversy around the resignation of Caroline Wanga. Caroline Wanga used to be here in Minnesota. She used to she was the uh, president of DEI at Target, but she left years ago. I think she's been gone for probably the last 5 years. And she's been the president and CEO for Essence, the magazine company. And reason why I think this is just timely for the topic we're having today is because people are feeling like Essence Festival is becoming too African.
okay, okay,
And this whole thing about, the legacy of Essence is African American, and why, if the owner is Liberian and he bought it, why didn't he just change the name instead of keeping it the name that it is and trying to make it into an African entity or whatever? And I'm just like, that's foolishness. if I'm an investor and I buy a company, I'm buying it for its brand and its likeness, right?
Mhm.
And the idea that he was made to step down, they made a whole lot of controversy about him being inappropriate in the workplace and, you know, doing this and that to women. Okay, so he stepped down from his own company, and he just continues to focus on the foundation aspect of Essence. Brought in a female, but she happens to be Kenyan, and she doesn't really even like. I don't want to take away from her identity, but honestly, I'm sure most people didn't even know she was Kenyan. Um, Now coming to the festival, they're not talking about him taking over the magazine and making the magazine African. They're talking about him taking over the festival and making it African. And so, um, what is African about the festival? Essence is still heavily attended by African American women. The brands, so it's what it is. It's a showcase of different black owned brands like hair products, clothes, and all those things. What you're probably seeing is a little bit more of Afro beats happening at the festival. You're probably seeing a little bit more of African prints and patterns happening from fashion designers and so on and so forth happening at the festival, right? But
Mhm.
there's nothing that says that this festival is now becoming African immigrant or African, like. My whole
Mhm.
thing here is the audacity to tell somebody to purchase something and change the name because the name and culture resonates wholly and solely with the African American community. And because I'm Liberian and I purchase a brand, an Asian person can purchase a black brand. White entities purchase black brands all the time. Nobody has a problem with that. Why is it when an African immigrant purchases a black brand and keeps it black, we want to have a
Mhm.
problem?
Mhm.
So I just thought I should bring that to people's attention.
Yeah, I mean, it's like what you have there is a it's black on black crime. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. It's our African American brothers, right? It's like, and I think if they could, if they can just realize that what the African continent or what African immigrants have to bring, right, is that if we all can just work together, the sky's
We'll
the
be
limit.
even more successful.
The sky
Exactly.
is the limit because look, man. I mean, sorry to say, but hip hop, rap, and stuff like that. If you don't infuse Afro beats, right, it's gonna die because it's like at the end of the day, right? It meant nothing against these rappers, but not everyone, like a lot of folks, right, not gravitating towards that music anymore, right? I mean, folks still listen to it, they're still doing their thing, but if you can just embrace the African culture, right? I'm not saying that Essence Magazine should be or Essence should become or Essence Festival should be 100% African, but you have to embrace it because Afrobeat is global. I mean, these guys draw audiences, huge. And so if you're having a festival that actually embrace Afrobeats, mix it in with whatever African American that has been doing, right? It's like I think it's just gonna make it huge and it's gonna probably bring folks from all over the world, right?
Yeah.
From
Essence is
all over the
huge.
world.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
Well
if you just
attended.
want to, yeah, if you just want to do African American, get okay. I mean, it's like, look, I don't think there should be any difference or any class between African Americans and Africans, but it happens all the time, and stuff like that. So it becomes black on black crap. So, but it's a timely conversation, right? Because it's this culture clash, right? folks still want to some folks still want to keep what it is, right? Like back in the days, right? Maybe that's what they used to, that's what they want to maintain. But the world is changing. The world has become entertainment has become globalized.
Exactly.
Whether you like it or not, entertainment has become globalized. It's no longer local. You have there can be an artist from from a small island, right? He comes and maybe go on TikTok, sample of music, everybody likes it, and then some Gen Z folks, some Gen Z kids take that thing, it's gonna become, like it might be a surprise, right? It might have like 1 billion views, so entertainment has become global. I mean, look, even like, as we discussed this, the dude who was announced over the weekend to headline the Super Bowl, Bad Bunny. You know what I mean? It's so entertainment has changed. It has become a global thing, right? I know, these things, we live in an environment right now. Every little thing create controversy, but man, it's just that culture clash, right? It's like entertainment then versus now, right? It's always going to be that tension.
But the tension is like for every time we take 5 steps forward, the tension brings us 20 steps backwards.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, the the tension, the confusion, the complication, what have you, is not helping you as the African American community to move any forward or advance any further, right?
Mhm.
So you can want to fight the African immigrant population from now until, you know, whatever.
Mhm.
But the reality is, when you fight against another culture that is very close to yours, right? You're not you're not making yours to progress any further. The reality is like just show yourself approved and you will and things will manifest accordingly. I don't
Mhm.
have to seek Abraham's downfall for me in order for me to be successful. There shouldn't be this thing where, oh, you know what, Abraham has benefited enough, so now let me start to benefit more. There is room.
Mhm.
The American economy is, if any other economy, there is room for everybody to be successful. Although some people like to say that mentality is socialist, but there is. The reality is there is room in this economy, in this country, for everybody to be successful, everybody to get their piece of the pie. What that looks like, I don't claim to have all the answers.
No, and the point, look, here's the thing, right? America is a place, when it comes to upper mobility, when it comes to, making it, it's like anyone can make it here.
Yeah.
Anyone can make it. And to your point, there's room for everyone to make it, right? It's all about, how you go about, making it, or how much you apply yourself, how much you want to work with others. And then we live in a society now, I think collaboration and teamwork should be the team, because no one can do it solo. No
No.
one can do it in silo. So the fact that if you don't want to work with a certain group of people, you say, oh no, they don't, I mean, they don't look like me, or they don't, or I don't agree with them, or they are different, or because they are immigrants, or you know what I mean, and stuff like that, it just doesn't make sense. And the fact that, I mean, I don't see anything different between African American and African immigrants. It's just
Neither.
maybe the only thing that might be different, that would be different, is the accent, but same people, same thing. You know what I mean? Pretty much sometimes the same behavior, right? But there's always that tension, right? And I don't understand, many times I don't understand that tension. If the two groups can just work together to understand, man. Look, first of all, Afrobeats is the future, whether you like it or not. Afrobeat is the future. The African culture, in many ways, I mean, I'm glad that even, but there was a piece last year. There was a piece I read in the Wall Street Journal. You know, what I mean, it's my favorite, place I like to read my news. So, it was this gone prime, right? He had these Gen Z kids, right, ordering their prime dresses from like Nigeria,
That
from
part.
Ghana.
Yes,
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 it became
yes.
a huge viral
Trend.
movement, a trend,
Yes,
viral
that's
stuff
all you
on
see prom
on
dresses these days.
on
Yep.
on TikTok, on Instagram. It's like, I mean, some of these kids they went viral because of the kind of dresses they were ordering from the African continent. And it says like, those designers in Nigeria, in Ghana, and other places, right, had a huge business, had a huge boom. And so
Yep.
now they're even preparing now for like 2026 prime season. Imagine that. So it's
Yes.
like, so
All the kids here, the dresses, you can tell the designs and they keep getting longer and longer.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They keep
So I
getting
mean,
longer and longer. And so I think like Seisha and her generation, they see themselves as one, right? They see themselves as one. It's these adults, and sometimes are most educated that want to find ways in which to segregate blackness. Because let's just call it that. People want to segregate blackness. And I'm just like, if that's one thing I think that is clear as day, without even opening your mouth to speak and say what country you're from, if that's one thing that is clear as day, is our blackness.
yeah, yeah.
And so how do you separate that?
There's no way. I mean, first of all, right? I mean, the society that we live in doesn't segregate that, doesn't separate that.
No.
Everyone, they don't even. There's no. If you look at all the forms they have there, it's just African American. There's no. a group called African or African American, whatever, right? Just African American, white or Caucasian, Indian American, South
Asian.
American, I mean Asian or whatever. So there should be no difference. Or I mean, the tension doesn't make sense. As I said, the tension doesn't make sense. But yes, it's real though. But the tension is real, right? It's like,
It
and
is.
it seems to be the educated folks, the older folks, it's a tension has been, those have been here longer than even some of us, right? It's a tension that's always been there. That's always been there. And hopefully, folks can maybe come to their senses and say, hey, man, it's not necessary, especially when it comes to entertainment.
I was about to say, then it's coming to the music. And it honestly, it depends who you're talking to, because I was just thinking today, I was listening to Chris Brown and Davido, and I was like, man, there's no album anymore now between the two of them where they don't have at least one collaboration on each other's album. If you think
Wow.
about
Okay.
Chris Brown and Davido, it's like
Yeah.
Chris Brown gets the memo. Chris Brown is touching everybody across the African hip hop Afrobeats artists.
Mhm.
He's
Mhm.
touching everybody. He's collaborating with everybody. He's just the man to have on your track, period. Right?
Yeah.
You think
Mhm.
about American artists and you think about African hip hop artists, Chris Brown is the person to have. And then what I find is a lot of people are teaming up with Davido too. So it's
Yeah.
like Davido is the Chris Brown of the Afro beats, right?
Mhm.
And if you have Davido on your record, whether you're an Afrobeat artist or you're an American artist, you're bound to have a hit. And the same thing with Chris Brown. And I just love it. It's like he has really, I mean, even when he's singing an Afrobeat song, he's gonna put that swang, he's gonna put that colloquial Chris Brown in his mouth when
Yeah.
he's talking, right? You can see the way he delivers the lyrics
Mhm.
is different than if he's singing a regular R&B song. And
Yeah.
if it's understood on that level, like to say, Chris Brown's like, yeah, these are my guys. There's no way I can make music. I mean, even the dance, right?
Mhm.
If you think about Chris Brown dancing before he went into the Afrobeat genre, his dance moves are different. You can tell the native African dance move is coming, is versus that hip hop and street
Mhm.
dance move. So, that you continue to see that mix going across the continent, across the diaspora, continue to be happening in the entertainment industry. So it's so unfortunate when other industries are not getting the memo, if they're not understanding the assignment.
Yeah. And man, entertainment evolves, right? As we are discussing here tonight, entertainment evolves. I mean, entertainment in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 2000s, in the 2010s, and now the 2020s, it's different. It's different. So entertainment evolves, and as entertainment evolves, right, different genre becomes popular. Back in the day, it used to be rock and roll or country music. It's like as well. Those were the hottest artists. Now, look, Afrobeat artists are global. You like it or not, these are global. I mean, these are global stars, right? So it's good that you should collaborate with them, right? American artists, to me, especially those in the hip hop and rap arena. You should, because once you hook over Afrobeat artists, man, I think you're not only tapping into the African continent. These folks, these dudes are huge in Europe, in Asia, like places like Australia, where they can fit out arenas, and stuff like that. So if you collaborate, collaborate with Afrobeat artist, to me is like your bread is gonna grow, right? Your money is gonna grow, your Benjamin is gonna grow, right? Your bank account is gonna
Exactly,
grow.
exactly.
It's not gonna stay static.
And I guess that's why, may he rest in peace, and, all the accolades to him, Michael Jackson. If you think
Mhm.
about Remember the Time, right?
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
already having that crossover, right?
yeah,
If you think about what's the other song, Liberian Girl, right?
yeah.
He was already starting to bring in, and he welcomed that. Like, I want to change. For him, his music should always be changing. He didn't want it to stay the same, right?
Yeah.
From Billie Jean to Remember the Time, I don't think there's anything that was continually to be the same when it came to Michael Jackson, right?
Yeah.
And so if anything, he brought the hip code sooner, way before his time, before he even was realizing what he was doing. But I'm just saying, entertainment looking different, than what it was then to now, it's fine. I mean, if we stick in music, I'm okay with the change. I'm not sure about these television shows and you know, yeah,
Okay,
I
so
mean,
so let's get into that, right? When it comes to entertainment, as a whole now, yeah, we're not only looking at music tonight, but movies, shows. I mean, and let me just say that I still go back. My favorite show, right, is like I still go back and watch Friends, right? Every time on a, every time on a plane, right? That's the only thing I look for. Friends. I can never get, those episodes never gets old, right? It's like, I mean, that was a 90s show, right? That was a show that, but it just goes to, I mean, now to your point, right? It's like, I don't know whether entertainment now is just about, it's so fragile to the point that where, to me, it's like you make something, you know, I mean, you make a hit, you go viral, everyone talks about you for a few seconds, and then boom, no more. It's over. But back in the day, it was never like that. You used to actually get hooked to a movie, to an episode, or or something. Now, I don't know whether there's any loyalty to any of these shows that are coming up, or any of
and
I
I
don't
think
know,
that's
but
where television has gotten smart because they're saying, okay, I can catch. What has happened is that time, the attention span is what we're really fighting with when it comes to entertainment. People's
Mhm,
attention span, right? And that's why social media is so successful because, and they even tell you when you want to post something, they want that 60-second or less. Even to be honest, ultimately, marketing says no more than 10 seconds.
mhm,
Can you
mhm,
imagine 10 seconds? And I've timed it sometimes, like when I'm watching something for 10 seconds, I'm like, when is this ad going to go, hurry up and be done so I can return to playing my game, whatever else I'm paying attention to. And it'll be a 10-second ad, and I'm not even patient to sit through a 10-second ad. So I think where television has become successful or strategic is okay, for those people who like to binge watch, don't want to wait for next week for the next episode, let's put them on the streaming platform. And for those who still have patience for the storyline to pay out, then we're going to keep. That's what happens with television. You have to have patience every week to tune in to give that storyline time to play out. And I think that the shows that don't last, they don't know how to, in a nice way to drag out that storyline because every episode would end with a cliffhanger and you were looking forward to next week. So that way you would make sure you clear your calendar, make
mhm.
sure if it's 7 p.m. that show comes on, you will sit there and do that. And I think a lot of the shows just, there's a basic formula when it comes to television. You reason why you like Friends, putting a group of people who, of course, are don't look like they would typically be together is a part of that formula. And the topics are much to do about nothing. That's another good thing about that. If you think about Seinfeld, you think about Cheers, you think
Yeah.
about Friends. The basic formula was you put a bunch of people who would typically not be together in a show together, and then you don't give them much to do anything. The show is just much to do about nothing. That's why Seinfeld is such a hit. And so I think the closest thing to me, there's two things, and I don't even really watch TV. I only watch them on Netflix. Would be Abbott Elementary. Everybody's talking about Abbott Elementary, and I'm like, I need to go and watch it because I was out on Saturday night, was at Clive's Roadhouse.
Mhm, mhm,
Older lady, she's been married for 55 years. Older white lady, been married for 55 years. And conversation led to conversation. I was like, oh, that sounds like Abbott Elementary. She's like, that is one of my favorite shows. Right. And Abbott Elementary is a pretty black cast. It's about an elementary school with the teachers, but it's a show with much to do about nothing. Right. And so that is some of the entertainment that is happening now that I can kind of connect to. But I think there's no TGI Fridays. I don't know if you're familiar with TGIF. Thank goodness
yeah.
it's Friday, where there
Yeah.
was family members. I mean, you would sit down and watch TV from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m., 30-minute shows back to back, right? And you would just be there watching TV for the next 3-4 hours because of TGIF Friday.
And as you said, right, back in the day, you could look forward to a movie, to a TV show, right? Like I think the binge watching or the streaming to me, right, is killing. I don't know. I mean, I know
Yeah.
it's like the model they have. Look, I mean, these entertainment, the Disney, the Netflix, these guys want to make their money. I mean, these big media companies where they have found a way, right? They have found a way to, because of to your point, because the attention span, they have found a way to say, hey, man, maybe how can we continue to make money, by putting out more content, because that's what they're doing, right? It's like I'm on these streaming platforms where they get you hooked,
So
right?
much.
Paying that money every
Yeah.
month, right? Paying the monthly fees, right? And then like you just keep, and then they keep like churning out content, beyond, I mean, content upon content, and it just becomes so saturated. It's like, gosh, it become overload, right? Or overkill for me, right? It's like, so it's like one. I had, as I said, it's like when I some of the, I mean, some of the best places I get my entertainment is on the plane, right? The only one recently that I watched and I got hooked to a little bit, but then I had to like subscribe to um
And you don't want to pay
yeah,
for subscriptions.
no, well, because I wanted to finish the episode. It's called Succession, right? Succession. I don't know if
Hmm.
you have seen Succession, right? Because I wanted to watch it, right? I mean, I came across it on a Delta flight. I was, I'm traveling somewhere. When I watched it, I said, "Whoa, this is really interesting," right? And I got hooked, right? I got hooked, so I said, "You know what? I need to research this more." And then, got into
Is that
it.
the one with the little boy?
No, Succession is like, this family kind of I would say a dysfunctional family, right? But
Oh, it's
they,
a comedy drama.
yeah, you
Okay.
know, rich family, just the way you have I
And
mean Ricky
Brian
Mo
Cox he's excellent. He's been in a lot
and
of
I'm
those.
it's like that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I got hooked to it, and so but then I had to
Apple TV,
it was not even on Apple, no, it was not Apple TV.
HBO.
HBO, yeah, I had to
Yeah,
subscribe to it. Yeah.
HBO.
Yeah, I had to subscribe to, I mean, Warner Brothers, their subscription stuff. But then right after that, I had to cancel it because like I have Disney that I'm paying for, right? And that's what my kids watch. I don't even have Netflix,
Hmm.
because I feel it's just too much. You have Netflix, you have Hulu, you have I mean, there's so many of them. You have Paramount, right? You have, it's like there's just so,
I
you have
have a
Amazon,
lot, and I
Amazon
keep,
Prime.
yeah, it adds up. So right now I'm paying $27 for Netflix. I'm paying $18 for Prime. I'm
Okay.
paying $16.99 for Disney, the Disney package. I
Mhm.
mean, when Wells Fargo tell me my subscription fees annually is $1,500.
And it's like it's
I'm
even
like,
more
that's a
than,
lot
I
of
mean,
money.
it's
So I have
like
to get rid of stuff.
the thing about it, what it was meant to cut cost, right? Is like to get rid of the cable, but I think
Exactly.
it's becoming more expensive than the cable package, because like once you subscribe to all these things, just and now the other thing that is getting to me, right? They're trying to take the only thing some of us gravitate towards, the only thing some of us watch, and put it on there. Now it's like live sport is going on there, right? Live sport is going on the streaming. So if you don't have if you don't have a streaming service, I mean, it's like we're
You
not going
won't
to
be
be
able to see
watching.
live sports unless it's
No,
on.
anymore, right? It's like, I mean, the NBA is going to be on Amazon Prime. I don't have Amazon Prime. I don't plan to get an Amazon Prime. Okay, Thursday night football, the NFL is on Amazon, Amazon Prime, right? It's like, gosh, come on.
So I think I'm being charged 3 times by Prime. There's the Prime. Yeah, because Prime Video is not included in. So Amazon Prime, that's the whole thing, right? Where you get express delivery, and that's
Yeah.
with the app.
Hmm.
And then I thought you're supposed to get the streaming included. It's separate from Amazon Prime, it's separate from Prime Video.
It is.
So
It
Prime
is.
Video is the streaming. I
Yeah.
gotta cut that. I need to get rid of Amazon Prime because I don't order from Amazon like that. Yes, I saw my stuff the other day. I'm like, three
They got you
times
hooked.
Amazon is charging me a month. Three
Yeah.
times. I'm like, why is the same thing being over and over? Then I realized, oh, Amazon Prime is different from Prime Video.
Yep. Yep.
And then when you watch a movie in Prime Video that is not available for free streaming, that's a different price.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
They sell you, then they say either rent or buy. Okay, why would I want to buy it? Who's gonna be? This is not like DVD. It's not a, you know how you have your DVD, you pay for your
No,
DVD, right?
once you buy it, it's
It's
yours.
mine.
It's yours, right?
But
It's like
why would I want to buy it?
it goes with you it goes with you everywhere.
No. Then I
It
may as
goes-
well go back to DVDs.
Well, you want to go back to cassette and DVDs and stuff
We
like that.
may as well. Why
That's
do
what
I
you
need
want to
to?
go back. Yeah.
building a stream library of movies that I own. And they cost the same price or even more than a DVD. At least some DVDs at some point they will go down to $5, $10. Now you're paying like $19.99 to buy or
Yeah.
more to buy a
Yeah.
movie on you
Yeah.
know
And
on
you know those streaming platforms, right? Apple TV. If you want to buy a movie from there, you have to pay that price and things like that. Yeah. But entertainment though, right, has just changed. It has
it
just
has
changed. It has changed so
because
much.
you can watch a comedy show on stream instead of going to go and watch them live. You know how you go to the concerts to see like Davido in
Hmm.
concert. Now instead of seeing Cat Williams live, I can watch him on stream. I can catch Kevin Hart on stream. I can catch, you name
So
it.
they don't do what? Okay, okay. Wait. So they don't do tours anymore because back in
They
the
will do
day,
their
though.
tour. They
Uh-huh.
will do their tour, and then the tour makes it to Netflix. So if you're successful, if your tour is successful, you get a contract from Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yes, and Netflix loves Cat Williams.
Oh,
Netflix,
whoa.
Netflix will not cancel Cat Williams.
Why not? No, I mean, yeah, he's a funny dude. He's a funny dude.
Netflix love Cat Williams and Dave Chappelle because they're authentic. They
Yeah.
will they try to cancel Dave Chappelle from Netflix. Netflix like, no, we're not canceling Dave Chappelle. They
Yeah, I
try to
mean, from
cancel Cat Williams.
Dave Chappelle, they have tried canceling him from way back Genesis days, But I mean, they do, as I said, to your point, he's very authentic.
He's very
He,
authentic.
yeah, his jokes, it is what it is, right? It's funny as hell. Cat Williams, same thing, right? He does his thing. But back in the day, right, with Bernie Mac, Cedric, Cedric the Entertainer, this guy used to tour, right? It used to be like folks used to look forward to that. I mean, like Monique, I don't know what she is. I haven't heard about her for a long time.
She's still doing
Even
comedy. She's still
even
making
Steve
movies.
Harvey, I mean Steve Harvey, I know that is like, but
No,
these guys,
I don't know about Steve Harvey. I haven't heard about him touring a lot, but I know the folks that continue to tour would be Mike Epps.
okay,
We love Mike Epps. We catch Mike Epps. We've been to every time Cat Williams has come to Minnesota, we've been to it. He'll be here again October 24th. I'm
Cat
looking
Williams.
forward. Yes, he'll be at Target Center October 24th. But my thing is, I paid we paid $132 for like stage level type seats to see Dave Chappelle last year. Why do I have to pay $200 to see Cat Williams this year?
Because man,
And
maybe
that's not even like really good seats. Like I like to be close
because
up.
he's setting out. I mean, if he's setting out arenas, I mean that's
Oh
just
yeah.
funny though, right? He's setting out
Oh yeah.
arenas, right? Like, someone like booked him on I mean, what's his name? What's his dude's name? Had a podcast and booked Cat Williams on it. It was one
Club
of the
Shay Shay.
club
Yes.
station. Man, that thing blew,
Shannon
right? It's
Sharp.
like,
He is
yeah,
successful today because of that. I think that thing got over 70 million views. That interview he did with Cat Williams.
yeah. I mean, it just blew.
Yes.
Right? It's like, I mean,
It took his show to another level.
yeah. Maybe Cat Williams, man, maybe you need to give us some props here on the Inner Circle podcast. You come
I
here and
know,
then
right?
boom.
You mentioned us. Yes. Y'all go check out that Inner Circle podcast.
Yeah, man.
I'm
But
looking forward to seeing him either way. On
wow,
October
October 20th,
24th, Target Center, Cat Williams will be in town.
and it's a Friday.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's the same weekend. I'm traveling to Iowa, so leaving Minnesota, traveling to Iowa, so I won't be
I was
here. Right?
supposed to be in DC, but I'm definitely not traveling just so I can see Cat Williams that weekend.
Oh man, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad he's coming. I'm glad he's coming to town, right? But I mean, as I said, back in the day, that used to be. I mean, it's like one of the other thing too. Like, I mean, do you still listen to radios though? Because back in the day, when these dudes are coming to town, you hear on the radio, it's gonna be. It's like maybe what's it? I mean, what's the radio station name? Our local
KMOJ,
KMOJ,
KDWB.
KDWB. I mean,
Yes.
it's gonna be like. I mean, you will hear it.
96.3, yes.
I mean, it's gonna be all over now.
The
I mean, to
only
be honest
radio
with
I
you,
listen to now is the Breakfast Club in the morning.
oh yeah, that's one of the yeah. I mean, with Shyamalan Dagad, I mean that dude
Yep.
is doing his that dude
Yeah,
is great.
Charlamagne the God, DJ
He's doing
Envy, and Just Hilarious.
yeah, he's doing his thing though. He's doing his thing too, right?
Yeah,
It's like yeah, the Breakfast Club is huge.
it
It's
is.
huge. Yeah, it's
And
huge.
they're authentic, right? They're authentic. They're unapologetic. And I don't know who owns the platform that their show is on, but you know, they talk about any and everything and anybody, and they have not been canceled. So, you
No, no,
know,
no. It's no, they are not. It's like the reason no one's gonna like what we have here. That's why, like, even with that whole stuff that's going on with Jimmy Kimmel, right? Once you get your own stuff now, independent, no one's gonna cancel you, right? That's what internet is. No one's gonna cancel you. So that's why I think Shimona that God, that's what they have, right? It's not that they have a license that they're gonna say something and then someone's gonna come after them to cancel them. Nah, and the thing about it, right? The danger of you can't trying to cancel someone is just gonna make them popular to me, I think. The whole, like, if you learn, if whatever lesson from the Jimmy Kimmel episode, the night he came back, he had the highest rating ever.
ever in his history, exactly. And now everybody knew who Jimmy Kimmel was.
Exactly, because
But I'm like, how did he get to come back and Stephen Colbert did not?
Well, I mean, Stephen Colbert, right? They gave him a year to, and these dudes are gonna be okay though, right? I mean, honestly, they are gonna be okay.
Oh no, I know Stephen's fine. He's already okay. He has a deal with this woman, and I heard him and Jimmy Kimmel and this lady are coming together to do something. So we'll see.
And then these are platforms, right? I mean, it's like these guys, like what Joe Rogan, what Joe Rogan is doing, right, with his podcast on Spotify. I can tell you because now Joe Rogan is the highest, podcaster in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, but I can tell you, right?
I don't have no time for that man.
Joe Rogan is the biggest podcaster in the world. But if you have like the Jimmy Kimmel or maybe the Stephen Colbert start going into that space, I can tell you, man, they could easily, right, become tops because, the guys, but I don't know, man. Whole cancel culture thing, I think we should just forget about it, right? It's like it's not necessary. You guys did it, and I don't think we should do it. Canceling people is not the way to go.
We did it, and then you didn't like it when you guys started doing it.
No, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now because it just doesn't work. It just
and you're
doesn't
right.
work.
A lot of people are leaning towards podcast because even though David Letterman apparently retired 20 years ago or whatever it was, but he's consistently been doing his show still on his own terms, basically.
Yeah, there is a new form of, honestly, right? It is a new form of. I think that's where media is going, right? It's becoming so segmented or fragmented, right? You want to do your own thing, you got your own audience, folks tuning into you to listen to you. I'm saying, like, over time, right? Entertainment evolves as I've said here many times, right? Entertainment evolves so much that things change. And that's where, like, the CNN or all these shows is like, I don't know the future of them, but I don't know, with the Joe Rogan or where folks get their daily news from. I don't know how these things are going to survive.
Yeah, so he left the Late Show with David Letterman, and now it's called My Next Guest Needs No Introduction with David Letterman, which is on Netflix.
That's everywhere it's going, right?
It's been on Netflix since 2018.
He's getting paid. He's getting paid good.
Even more than when he was doing the Late Show with David Letterman. So he did the Late Show, I think, until 2002. And it was the longest running late night talk show host. But then he, like I said, he left, and he's been now since 2018. He retired, and then he came back.
Yeah. So anyway, when you look at all of those decades, though, when it comes to entertainment, music, movies, what's your favorite decade?
Oh my gosh. I know we say it all the time, but 90s music.
Yeah.
90s music was great. I mean, the 90s TV was great for me too, right? I just like the 90s. I think the 90s was the decade where new things happen. And since the 90s, nothing very new and different has been happening, to be honest.
The 90s, even in 90s, right? If you look at it, to your point, that's good. That's a great point right there. The 90s is considered like the golden age of music.
There you
go. There's so many music. That's when hip hop blew up. That's when rap music blew up. The likes of Tupac made, hip hop global,
Yep.
Tupac and Biggie, Mary J. Blige, Usher. I mean, there were just so many, man. It's
Yep.
like, it's like they just took over the culture, right? MTV, BET, started popping up. Everyone started, the same way how this generation, goes towards TikTok, Instagram. Back in the day, MTV and BET were
Was
the
it?
two.
Yeah. I mean, you could watch those two networks from morning till night because every segment of the day they were something, right? They had the talk shows, they
Mhm.
had the music videos, right?
Yeah.
And then
Mhm.
they started to have like shows, right?
Yep.
The real world is from, so when we talk about reality TV, MTV did it first.
Yeah, yeah, oh
With
yeah.
the
I
real
mean,
world, right?
MTV kind of invented a whole uh
Reality TV world.
reality TV, yeah.
And even now it's like the real world was better than what we're having in these reality Real Housewives and all these different folks.
Mhm.
That show, because it really took average citizens and made them famous. I think that's some of the things that television is losing, where you want to continue to um reinvent the same people, right? Okay, Candy being on the stage now is Candy in a reality show, but it's still Candy, right? It's not this new person that nobody knows, and now you're tuning into this television and you're getting to learn to meet another everyday person. And I think that's why the kids, Gen Z, love TikTok, because TikToks, these social platforms are making the everyday person famous. When we
Yeah,
talk
but it's
about
not
people going viral,
but that's the thing though, right? Is like, that kind of a famous becomes fragile because back in the day, right? It's some if a musician or movie star become famous, you almost you he gained a loyal fan base. Now I don't think that, I mean, it's like if you
so
watch
why did we go away from that? So why do we, like, right now it's hard to enter into, it's hard to become the next Brad Pitt. It's hard to become the
no, you
next,
cannot. They can be no more. That's the thing, right? The
yeah,
moment we live in now, right, they cannot be like a Brad Pitt. They cannot
no
be
more
like Denzel
Denzel. We're not
Washington.
creating any more of those people.
No, that's the
Yeah.
thing, and it's dangerous though. To me, it's like, okay, it's like, I don't
But
know.
but television did that, right? You know how they did that? Because now instead of just saying, okay, Brad Pitt's gonna act in the movie, you wanted Brad Pitt to sell us the cologne, you want Brad Pitt to sell us the taco, you want Brad Pitt to sell every single thing. Whereas if Denise is chasing the idea that, oh my gosh, there's a new Denise, that means there's more potential for me to potentially become, an actor, I'm gonna continue to be tuning into that platform. I can quickly become more famous on a social media platform than to be enter into the next movie or blockbuster, or feel like I'm going to become more famous getting a blockbuster hit uh, deal, acting deal, or a commercial deal, or a television show deal, right? You're not producing new stars, whereas social media it's unfortunate to the extreme that they're doing it, but that's where, entertainment needs to get back to the idea of you think about the Sandra Bullocks, right?
Yeah, yeah,
We're not having that. Brad Pitt showed up in Thelma and Louise, right? And that's how that's his glory to fame. He showed up in Thelma and Louise, right? You don't have, and I know these actors. These are, I mean, I just enjoy acting from the 90s and 2000s. Gina Davis, like, you name them. I know
Tom
people.
Tom
I know
Tom
movies.
Tom Cruise, right? It's
Tom
like Tom
Cruise.
Cruise, right? Yeah.
Your
Mhm.
people are missing out on that grit. That I started out. Dave Chappelle was in Martin Lawrence's movie. Oh God, Blue Street.
Yeah. Okay.
Blue
Okay.
Street,
Yeah.
yes. And
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence, kudos to him. He gave a lot of people their start. He gave a lot of people in his movies their start. We can think about the fact that what movie was Kevin? Kevin Hart was in one of the Friday movies, right? And
Okay.
so we're
Yeah.
not having that happen anymore. Yeah, we're
No.
not having that. We're not. Cat Williams originate from Friday, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Friday. Yeah. Friday.
Um,
Yeah.
we have
Friday
Chris
is
Tucker
it.
because of Friday, the original Friday, right?
Yep. Yep.
It's not happening like that anymore, and that's what's being lost in entertainment today versus back in the day.
Yeah, that's it's like
I took
I
you
mean,
back down memory lane, huh?
that's what I mean. It's like there's I cannot. I mean, even though I don't like uh movies, but back in the day when they say like, oh, maybe like a Tom Cruise or maybe movie is coming up, you look forward to it.
I
You look
did.
forward to it. Like Washington,
I love
Denzel Washington. Hey man, he's in this movie, right? You look for, oh God, I gotta go see that. Even if sometimes the movie might not even be great or good, right? But just because a Denzel or Brad Pitt, it's like somebody great are in there. Is damn, I gotta see that. Even I mean, like when Eminem first came up, right? If 8 Mile, that movie, 8
yes,
Mile, 8
yes.
Mile was man. It's like it. Every college kid wanted to
To
see
go
8 Mile.
see 8 Mile. Theaters
Every
were sold out. Theaters were
oh
sold out. People were waiting in line. It was ridiculous, right? And 8 Mile
yeah.
came out. Like 8 Mile is how old? Like that came out
2000, I think 2000, 2000,
2002.
2000, yeah, 2002, yeah,
2002.
2002, yeah,
Yeah.
8 Mile.
So like that's why I said
Every,
the 90s began, entered into the 2000, and then I think by 2010,
by
I'm
the
not even saying
2010,
by 2005, I think 2005 things just died.
well, once Facebook came out, Facebook came 2004, but it
There
took a
you go.
while. Yeah, it took a
Yeah.
while for by the 2010s when social media blew.
Yep.
Right? It's when social media blew out of the waters, and then
Yep.
bam, everything. We,
You're right because
we
I established my Facebook account in 2011.
yes, I mean the 2010s is when social media just blew. I mean
Yeah.
it went to a whole nother level. It took on a different beast of its own, right? That's where fame is made now, right? Even back in the day, even when the Kardashians came out, right? Folks used to look forward to that.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that reality TV, folks used to look forward to it on E.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, there's so many Kardashians out there now. It's like who cares about the Kardashians anymore, right? You know,
I mean, the look of the Kim Kardashian lookalikes is just it's so redundant that it's like even when you're getting the real thing, you're like I seen that. And that's the thing. It's like music. You're right. Music is continuing to stay alive because of the Afro beats. Entertainment is struggling. Movies and television shows, that industry is really struggling. And I think they just need to get back to
what
finding that next star.
yeah,
You always
it is.
have to be looking for that next star.
It is the stars that sell these things, right? It
Nope.
is the stars, and we just take them and put all of them on these fragmented streaming platforms. I don't know, man, but it's like I can't. And even I think that's why even like the Netflix you talk about, right? They are paying maybe Cat Williams, huge amount of money because of the way things are right now, you might hardly ever find the next Cat Williams. You might not ever find him.
Mm-mm. There's nobody like him. His comedy is just so raw.
You-
He's
because
not saying anything that's not the truth, right? But
yeah.
it's just so funny in the presentation. Like
Mhm.
you laugh because okay, one of the jokes that he says is he said Oprah did so much Ozempic, even Gail lost weight. He said this woman went on Ozempic and she used to weigh what did he say? She used to weigh 126 pounds. Now she weighs
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
like it's so funny. And then he talks about the Shannon Sharpton thing. He's like, oh yeah, I tried to stay. What did he say? I tried to stay in the background and in the shadow, but I guess the gig is up. Shannon Sharpton went and told the whole world how I go and get the news, and then I come and bring it back to y'all. And so it's like, and then he talks about the president. Like he talks about the president. You be like, dude, he's like, and then he said, oh, I know you guys are saying, Cat, don't get canceled. I'm like, Cat Williams, don't talk about the president. We don't want you to get canceled. But I mean, like the things he says is the truth, but it's like you so shocked that okay, it is the truth, so therefore it becomes so funny. I don't know. But you're not gonna get another comedian like
You won't because I mean I think comedy has taken over the platform. I mean the social media is like everyone wants to do comedy. Look at okay, man, come on, man. It's like everyone wants to do comedy, right? Everyone. But
And it's
so
not even in the joke anymore. Like comedy you see on social media is like, oh, Abraham ran into a car. You know, that's comedy on social media. Or the guy who dresses like the woman in the
Mm,
African village.
yeah.
That it's a funny one that I watch, right? He dresses up like a woman and he's in the African village and he's pretending to be somebody's auntie. But
Mm,
yeah, that's comedy, unfortunately, these days. It's not about telling a joke. Um, and we're
yeah.
missing
It is, man. So I think, as I said to your point, right? Maybe the heavyweights need to go back to that era because other than that, there would never be another Denzel. That pipeline just gonna, I mean, it's just not gonna be anymore. But man, this is a 1 hour show. Been having fun, culture
Oh
clash,
my gosh, it's
entertainment,
already been an
then,
hour.
then versus now. But it's been fun, man. You know, that's what we do every Monday. Comes here, just maybe reminisce on entertainment back then, or bring you current entertainment trends, see what's going on in Miss B world, in my world. And she said, Cat Williams is coming to town, folks. So hey, man, if
October
you are
24th at the
October
Target
24th,
Center.
see him, and he's gonna sell that thing out.
Oh yeah, it's almost sold out already.
He's gonna sell
Yeah.
it out. I mean, that's it's like because that's what people. Right? I think people miss that. I said like, I mean, we did a segment here. Why is everyone angry? People want to go back to those days. Well,
Yeah.
like nothing was so serious. Just laugh, entertainment, life was fun. Now, man, it's like social media has made everyone angry, unfortunately. But
Couples comedy show make great date night. Just imagine your partner go and you guys laugh all night long. You come home and you're still laughing, right? There's
yeah,
nothing to talk, there's nothing to fuss about when you're
yeah,
both laughing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's it. Any parting message, any parting words, anything you want to leave with the audience tonight as we wrap this segment up?
To go find your entertainment in different places. I mean, your phone is not the only place where entertainment lies, folks. You're
Yeah,
missing out on like just great material. You're missing out on great material by just listening to sound bites and focusing on social media. I know we're here on podcasts and we're airing on all these different social platforms, but yeah, go and find your entertainment, different places.
yeah. And the other thing I would say, right, sometimes maybe just go back and watch these old shows. I just I can never get sick of Friends, or even Seinfeld, right? Sometimes I watch
Yes,
Seinfeld. I mean, like Martin, right? You can never the Martin Lawrence show never gets old.
never gets old.
Never gets
Never
old.
gets old.
Or even Jimmy Fox, right? His shows, right? It's like I mean, you just go and watch these old. It's like man, it makes you as I said, right? The laughing is authentic. Just go back and watch them because
You know
now it's
what people are hoping for a reunion from? In Living
whoa,
Color.
whoa, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. The world is asking for it in Living Color reunion. So come on, Wayne's Brothers. Y'all need to make that happen. I mean, if you think, and that's another show that really gave a lot of people their career. They really created developed a lot of careers. Damian
Yeah,
Wayne's, the Wayne brothers, they've done it for the acting world.
yeah,
And
yeah. And
movies. White Chicks is a classic. White Chicks. I don't think there's anybody who hasn't seen White Chicks. You've seen White Chicks, right?
you tell me I was in college when that movie came out, right?
Ah, you
Yeah.
see,
So
you
back in the
talk
days,
about those
you look
people on the
forward
other
going to the
spectrum
theater.
there, but you enjoy White Chicks, right?
Yeah, back in the day, you look forward going to the theater, Miss B. That's what I'm telling you, right? It's like on a Friday, after school, everyone looking forward. Hey man, this
Yep.
movie is
On the
out.
weekends. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So, but man, okay, well, folks, we'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a political segment. Representative elect XP is going to be with us tomorrow. And then Saturday we're going nonprofits. No, on Wednesday on the business segment we're going nonprofits. So it's gonna be a good week. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight, folks. We'll see you back here tomorrow at same time, same platform. So thank you so much, and Miss B, thank you for a great session tonight.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, folks.